Morning, world. Coach D. I'm out here doing my daily walk. First off, I want to say thank you, Lord, for another day. You know, I never take that for granted. I want to talk to y'all about my media life, my workers' comp, and just life in general, and the assumptions of people thinking that you connected in the industry where you could just, what up, Spriggs? What's up, sis? I don't know if people get the perception that, I'm just so connected and I could just bring anybody with me to these events. I am not connected like that. It's very hard for me to get into these events and cover these events, but yet people just assume. Because when they do see me and stuff. Good morning, sis. How you doing? Did you do your write-up yet? I need your write-up. So I just wanted to tell y'all that it's not easy doing this media stuff. And he got his music loud, like we want to hear that at 6, almost 7 in the morning. That's crazy work. Anyway, I just want to tell y'all that it's not an easy road doing media. Being a female journalist or media personality in New York is very hard. I think a lot of people don't like when you have a strong mentality and you have a mind of your own, and you're not willing to compromise or do certain things that will be disrespectful to you as a person. But that's kind of why I've been falling back lately. I just been focusing on doing my magazine and focusing on revamping my clothing line. I'm just trying to do other things. And then, if the media opportunities come, I'll do it. But just a lot of like I wanted to cover an event the other night and I was told they had enough media. But I feel like I can bring more to the table because not only do I do interviews and merch, I do magazines. I see other people is doing magazines now. So, if I was the inspiration for that, that's great. It's enough room for all of us. That's what I'm really trying to get at. People feel like if you guys do the same thing, they would rather sabotage your chance to cover it, when in reality it's room for everybody. I would never tell somebody, oh, don't let so-and-so cover your event because I feel like they're a threat or you feel like they're a nobody, Everybody is somebody, Other people have bigger blessings than other people. And that's what bothers me the most. If you have access to any event that you want to go to, why would you be worried about little old me? Because you see me as a threat. I see it as we're colleagues and it's room for everybody to go to events and get whatever footage they need, Good morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
How you doing? But, we're in a dog-eat-dog world, especially in New York. So I just want to come on here and say it's enough room for everybody, Just like Shedeur Sanders, he was picked at pick 144, but they treating this man like he was the number one pick. He's getting more attention than the number one pick. So that shows a lot about that young man, that they try to bring him down. They try to tear him down because he was Deion Sanders' son. And, they mad that he's already established. And they're mad that he already has money and he's not relying on the NFL to financially take care of him. He's good already. And a lot of people don't like when you have your own. A lot of people are upset when you're confident in yourself and you don't have to beg for nothing. That young man is already established. His father already prepared him for his NFL future. And Deion should be applauded for that. Like I said, is Deion a perfect man? No, he's not. But he definitely has prepared his kids to be successful in whatever they want to do. His oldest son is behind the camera now. They said he's getting paid, He's got 2 sons in the NFL now. Actually 3, because Travis is his baby too. So he got 3 sons in the NFL right now, I believe out of 8 Colorado players, I believe 7 of them are signed. 1 failed his physical. So that says a lot. That they didn't all get drafted, but they all got picked up by teams, And that should be a testimony to anybody. They purposely made this young man get picked 144 when he should have been in the top 5 or the top 10. And he lost $40 million, I believe. But he didn't really lose it because he can get that in endorsements. So he didn't really lose. Because if you look, the Cleveland Browns have been promoting him as if he was the number 1 pick, and he was their 5th round pick. So, and I'm looking on their YouTube and all that, and all the videos with Shador are the highest viewed, all of his videos. So, he's inspiring me. A lot of people thought he would be angry and mad at the world. He said, no, all I needed was an opportunity. And I feel the same way. All I need is an opportunity. Doing my media, doing my merch, doing my magazines. All I need is an opportunity. If somebody invites me to come do the event, I'm going to feature it in my magazine. So not only are you going to get interviews and great pictures, you're going to be featured in my magazine, the whole issue of my magazine. Nobody's doing that outside of my boy Jerry Fontillo. And, shout out to Nas and Mass Appeal for now creating a magazine. I remember when I started my magazine 3 years ago, a lot of people was like, people are not really checking for magazines no more. Everything is digital. But if you know anything, everything is 360. So what was old is new again. And so now people are now interested in seeing their stuff in magazines again. Good morning. How are you? Shout out to Empress Music on here. She's featured in my magazine. So yeah, I'm just trying to shock the world with Code 31. I'm not trying to ruffle nobody's feathers. I don't feel like I'm better than no one. I just feel like I'm me, and I'm just trying to better myself every day. And that's why I push myself every day. I get up and I walk this park and get my 5 steps in, I work on my magazine every day. I try to heat press some more on my shirts, but I'm a little frustrated because I don't know if I got the temperature wrong on my heat press. But I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to get the kinks out. I'm trying to learn how to do everything myself and not rely on nobody to do it for me. I wish I learned how to do all this stuff younger, but I had an interview yesterday. Oh, that's what's up. I appreciate that. Yo, I'm proud of you. Yo, keep going. Keep being focused and manifest every dream that you want. I will tell this to anybody. It doesn't matter. Look, let's say I have 3 people on here right now. I don't care if I had 1 person on here. Look, let's say 2 people now. I don't care if I was talking to myself and you guys can, see the replay. Long as 1 person is inspired or motivated by my videos or my magazine or my interviews, that's all that matters. That's all that counts. Because guess what? Then that 1 person is going to go tell somebody else, and that person going to tell somebody else, and then they're going to say, even the people that's negative about me, when they talk negative about me, do you know that you're still bringing traffic to my page, to my magazine? They're going to say, golly, who is this Code 31 that these people are talking about in such a bad light? Let me go over there and see their page. And when they come to my page, guess what? They say, wait a minute, she actually cool. She's actually doing something positive. And then they wind up following me. So thank you for the free promotion. I don't know. Sometimes you question yourself on why people be so mad. I'm in my own lane, minding my own business. Oh, you finally got it? Yes, do a TikTok today. Listen, and I want to say to you on this live, thank you so much, Empress Music, for believing in me. Like I said, I am living off 1 check a month from SSD and my friend who sponsors my magazine. But, lately, she's been going through her own situation. So I just been having to thug it out until she can re-sponsor me. You know what I mean? So thank you to the people that donate to my Cash App. Every penny counts. So I want to thank you for believing in me and getting that 2-page spread in my magazine. Now, I have raised the price to $100 a page, but I had a special going. Buy 1, get 1 free. So it's really $50 a page. But, people is like sleeping on me. And I feel like my prices is really, really, really reasonable. Because other magazines is not going to charge you $50 a page, $75 for 2, I feel like I do. Yep. I got you, Empress. Anytime you want to be featured in the magazine, you can come on over here. It doesn't matter if you have the money or not. I trust you. Just send them whatever you want to be featured in the magazine, and I will put it in there. I feel like, this is my path. When I got hurt on my job 29 years ago, I did not see myself doing media. I did not see myself creating my magazine. I was going to do merch. That I was going to do because I've been drawing since I was young. And so, yeah, that is my gift from God, to draw and to create my merch. Y'all see that? It's Code 31. Let me tell y'all something about this. So I rebranded my clothing line. It went from Empty Pockets Apparel to Code 31 Apparel to now it's Code 31. And this came about when I started doing media. I would always implement at the end of the interview to say your name and say it's Code 31. And I swear, like, it took off, guys. People love to say it. And so I said, well, I'm going to rebrand myself. And that's where it's Code 31 comes from. And Code 31 stands for Competition Officially Doesn't Exist. 31 is my basketball number. Only thing I wanted to do in life was be a professional basketball player. And that was taken away from me when I got hurt on my job. Good morning. So always have a second dream. Always have a backup plan. And always know that anything that you do, everybody's not going to see your vision. Empress, this is definitely to you. You enjoy your day too. Before you go, everybody's not going to see your vision. Everybody's not going to see your dream. Everybody's not going to be supportive at first. But you have to keep on working hard at what you want to do and believe in yourself and trust in God, you know? All right, go do your school drop off and you can come back to this video. But these are the tips and the tools that I want to convey to you guys, that you just got to keep pushing every day work on your craft. Anything that you want to do, you got to work at it every day. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter if, like I said, one person is on this video watching. That one person could be inspired by what I'm saying and do amazing things in life and come back and say, Code, you inspired me. You know? Thank you, Code, for putting me in your magazine. You know? You're welcome. So that means more to me than anything. Like I always tell people, they say, I do need money. Definitely. I'm struggling. But if I can inspire somebody, and if I can put somebody in my magazine that needed encouragement and needed to believe in themselves, I'll do that, you know. But you got to do your part and promote it and sell it. That's all I ask. So as far as my workers' comp, it truly changed my life. Good morning. How you doing? All right. So getting hurt on my job 29 years ago, it really changed my life. Unexpected disappointments. Imagine legitimately getting hurt on your job and going through hell and going to a doctor that you unknowingly think has no ties to either side of the employee or the employer, but in reality is getting paid under the table to say there's nothing wrong with you. That is what's going on under workers' comp. And then imagine they wait 4 years to give you the first surgery, 6 years to give you the second surgery. Of course, it's permanent damage now, right? And then imagine that they don't bother you for 12 years until you become Code 31 Media. And then it's an issue, and then it's a problem, because I decided to live my life peace through the pain. I decided to take back control of my life. When people can't control your life, they try to destroy your life. And that is what workers' comp and the haters in the media world have tried to do to me. But to God be the glory. Every blow, every knockdown, my God, he gets me back up. After every blow, after every disappointment. What up, nephew? My nephew's in the building. It's really just T. Yes, Knicks. We pulled it out yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you, nephew. I was watching the first half, and they was making me sick, so I didn't even watch it no more. So, but my Knicks is up 3-1. Hopefully we can go into Boston and get that last win. And then whoever we face in the Eastern Conference Finals, we need to have that hunger, that same hunger, you know, and win that and go to the championship and finally get another championship for New York. And that'll be love, because the Liberty did it last year, and if the Knicks could do it, then we could do it, you know. So, I mean, if the Liberty could do it, the Knicks should be able to do it. And we ain't had one since the 70s, so, you know. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I was born a Knicks fan because of my dad and my brother. So I'm riding out with them. But when they start to frustrate me, I had to turn the TV off. But I'm glad they pulled it out. I'm glad Thibodeau is using the bench. And we have enough. We have enough we have enough to win the whole thing, I believe. I really do. So we'll see. But back to what I was saying with workers' comp. Yeah, they're not too happy with me because I'm showing legitimate injured workers that no matter how much pain you endure, no matter how much disability you may have, you can still manifest your dreams. And I'm doing that. As y'all see, I'm walking this park. My back is killing me, my shoulder's killing me, my knee. But I just push myself every day to be better than I was yesterday. And I just want to continue to make my family proud. I got my nephew on here. I want to be an inspiration to him, I want to be an inspiration to my grandnieces and nephews. I want to show them that even with very little money, you can still accomplish so much. I'm accomplishing so much with It's Code 31 and my magazines and my media. I'm very proud of my accomplishments. Sometimes people make you feel like you're doing something wrong when you achieve your accomplishments. Why would you make somebody feel less than because you stop believing in yourself? I just keep on going, and I just keep believing in myself. I'm gonna tell y'all something. You see this park? This is Baisley Park. It's called 157 Park now, but it's Baisley Park. And I used to run this park 5 times when I was younger, and now I walk it. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: you can still get the same results. It may take a little bit longer, but you can still get I'm walking 5 times around instead of running 5 times around, and I'm still going to get the same results. This is the playground where I exercise at. I don't have money to go to a gym right now, so this is my gym right here. I usually come out here with my trainer, or if he's not out here, I just come out here and I work out, or I work out in my house, because who knows? Because workers' comp, they have you under surveillance like you're a common criminal. So a lot of people shut down. I'm not going to shut down. I've been dealing with them for close to 29 years. And what up, bro? I want y'all to understand that workers' comp is a very corrupt system, and they will want you to believe that it's just the injured worker that's defrauding the system. No, they're defrauding the system, the insurance companies, because they pay doctors off to say there's nothing wrong with you. I'm pretty sure they paid the workers' comp board off. And that's crazy to me, guys. I'm telling y'all my truth so the lies don't stick, right? So, in 2009, I sold 5 t-shirts. And 15 years later, they had me testify. And this is why I say, I understand it's not right, but I understand why people lie. Because me telling the truth about me selling 5 t-shirts in 2009 is the way that they claim that they found me guilty of defrauding the system for selling 5 t-shirts in 2009. In 2009 also is when I lost my brother Mark. And so you're asking me to testify 15 years later, and I should have just said I don't remember. But me being the honest person that I am, I say, yeah, I probably sold like 5 t-shirts back then. And that is what they used to convict me of defrauding the system, guys. Mind you, they violated my bank account. They had a fake subpoena, and they violated my bank account for 1,500 pages. They have me under surveillance like I'm a common criminal. They use my social media against me. Anything that I do is wrong in their eyes. If they can't control your life, they will try to destroy you. The same thing in media. If they can't control me in media, they will try to sabotage me. They will try to defame my name. They will literally tell people in New York, do not book Code 31 to cover your events. So I haven't been covering events. I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. But that's okay. I used to get upset about things like that. But now I don't. I focus on my magazine. I focus on my merch. I focus on even, media. I'm still going to cover certain events. So it doesn't matter who tries to stop me. You can't stop a child of God. You can't stop a Ellison. You can't stop a kid from Southside Jamaica, Queens. I'm proud to be from where I'm at, you know? And so I'm going to continue to be the person that, my parents and my brother instilled in me to be. And I just wanted to get on here and encourage at least one person. Like, bro, you've been DJing forever. Keep going. Find that lane or find those people that need that classic legendary DJ and get out there and do your thing. And do your merch. Knock those doors down that people try to keep closed. That's what I've been doing. I'm not if I can't knock the door down, then nigga, I'm gonna build my own fucking door and walk through it. And that's what people don't like about Coach D, Code 31, Dawn Ellison. And that's all right. You going keep on not liking me because ain't nobody stopping the code. And it's that simple. I'm going to keep it 100. They had an event for Prince coming home with Nas and all of them. How the hell I wasn't in there? I'm so Southside, But it's okay. It's their loss. Anybody that don't rock with Code 31 and don't want me at their events, that's your loss because I got the whole package. From interviews to pics to my magazine, Yes. Oh my God. Venus Mizell, that's my sister. I love her. I miss her so much. We used to talk all the time. She was one of the main people. Oh my God, what a beautiful soul. She would help so many people in the industry and connect them with so many people. And I would see them get on video talk about I'm self-made and I did everything. You a fucking liar. Venus helped you get everything that you got. And that's why a lot of y'all are stagnant now without her. Good morning. And I miss her every day. And I talk to her mom, off and on. And Venus was just a beautiful soul. It seems like we're losing all the good ones and all the bad ones be here forever. But I'm going to keep her memory alive. And I'm going to keep doing what I got to do to keep making her proud and smiling. Her, my dad, my brother, my sister, they all watching me. They my guardian angels. And like I said, bro, keep doing your thing. I know, like for me, I know at times it be hard and I don't understand why I'm not involved with certain things, especially in New York. But then I say to myself, you know what? I'm not supposed to be there. My friends tell me that all the time. If you're not invited, don't worry about it. That means you're not supposed to be there. And that's their loss because I know what I bring to the table with Code 31. And so that's why I've been going out of town. I'm going where the love is. If the love ain't here for me in New York, then I got to move on and go get the love somewhere else. But I want people to understand that I'm a veteran in this game. I've been doing media since 2010. And I started at the bottom. I want people to know the whole grind. That I used to take the money at the door. I did a little security. I did behind the scenes. I did whatever it took for me to learn all aspects of doing media. And then when I wasn't appreciated, I created my own platform. And I started doing media in front of the camera, doing interviews in 2018. And then in 2022, I developed my own magazine. So when I tell you that my grind has not been easy, but it's very rewarding. Do you know that feeling when nobody can't tell you shit about your brand? That is the best feeling. Good morning, young man. That is the best feeling in the world, to be able to control your own destiny. Nobody can't tell me who I can interview, who I could put in my magazine, when I could put my magazine out, how. Look, I'm going to show y'all this shirt. You see how it's all ripped and stuff? This is me practicing how to do heat press. So it's okay to make mistakes. But as long as you learn from your mistakes, and as long as you trust in God and believe in yourself, everything is going to be okay. It may take longer for you to get to where you want to go, but you're going to get there. But you got to have patience, you know? You got to have perseverance in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. The key to everything with me is that I trust in God. I believe in myself. I remain humble in everything I do, and I never let no one devalue my work. You gotta not let people devalue your work. I don't care how connected they are, how much money they have. If they're not treating you right, you gotta walk away. You gotta have more respect for yourself. I respect myself. You gotta make people respect you. No matter if they don't like me, guess what? They're gonna respect me. They see what I'm doing. Like I said, look, Nas and them got their magazine out now. You don't think people is watching? Definitely watching me. Definitely watching me with my magazine. Definitely watching me with my merch. Definitely watching me with my media. And I'm not saying I'm making an impact to where I'm making people do these things, but they see me. Oh, you can't hear me? You can't hear me, bro? Sound is funny again? I don't know. Can you hear me now? I got my LG wing today. Can you hear? Let me see. Can you hear me now? Okay, it's okay now. Yeah, it's all about how bad you want something in life. No matter who tries to stop you, you gotta just refocus. Okay, it's like the GPS, right? If you going somewhere and you miss that turn, it's gonna redirect you so that you can get back on the right path. That's what life is about. That's what I'm going through right now with workers' comp. They settling me out for very little money, but God is going to restore everything they took from me. Only thing that's not going to be 100% is my health. But I have learned how to manifest whatever I want, peace through the pain. And that's what I try to tell people. That, yes, you see me doing my media. Yes, you see me doing my merch. Yes, you see me doing my magazine. But that does not take away from my disability or my pain. That will always be with me. But it does not define my life. And that's why workers' comp is mad at me. Because how dare we strip her of everything? We found her guilty of defrauding the system, which is a lie. And I'm still standing and I'm still strong. And I'm still going to speak my truth. And if I can help somebody else that got legitimately hurt on their job and they can't work a 9-to-5 no more, I want to create 1 million entrepreneurs. And that's why I tell y'all to download Canva. They don't pay me $1 to promote Canva, but it's an amazing app. And it has so many different templates for you to become an entrepreneur. I have taught someone, I created the Code 31 Academy, guys, where I teach people one-on-one through FaceTime how to create their own logo, their own brands, how to edit their videos. And if they want to learn how to do their own magazine, I could teach you how to do that too. So that is my goal now, to create 1 million entrepreneurs and teach people how to get money on their own and cut the middleman out. So yeah, people don't like me because why are you telling people how to get to it? Why not? Why not? We're in a recession right now. The billionaires is getting more and more rich, and they trying to suck out everything from the poor. So that's why I'm working hard to do what I gotta do. And I'm actually on issue 40, 43, 44, and 45 of my magazine right now. To God be the glory. I started my magazine company 3 years ago. And September 27th will make 3 years that I've been doing my magazine. And you should have seen then, like, oh, you doing a magazine? Oh, you putting yourself on the cover with KRS-One? Yes. Why do you feel like I shouldn't be on the cover of my magazine? Oprah be on the cover of all her magazines. So if I want to be on the cover of all my magazines, that is the glory of being your own boss. You know, creating your own platform to where nobody can't tell you nothing. You do what you feel is best. I had a former friend see what I was doing on my podcast. I brought them in to be a co-host for my throwback podcast. And after that one podcast, it was crazy. They told me I was doing everything wrong and that I should listen to their guidance on how to be successful on my podcast. I started scratching my head because I thought what I was doing was successful. It had to be successful because you came to me, right? And you wanted to be a part of what I was doing. So I don't understand when people come into your life or return back to your life and they say, everything you're doing is wrong and you should do it my way. Sis, you understand that? I'm confused. So, you see me being successful over here with my podcast, my merch, my magazines, and you want to be a part of what I'm doing. But when you come over here, you're trying to tell me everything I'm doing wrong and I should follow your guidance. But here's the thing. If you think I'm doing everything wrong, why don't you create your own platform, your own lane, and do your thing for your platform? Why are you worrying about what I'm doing over here? And if I'm doing it wrong, so be it. But whatever you think I'm doing wrong, I feel like I'm doing it right for my brand. So whatever I feel I'm doing, I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to continue to grow it. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll revamp it. I don't mind taking constructive criticism, but if it's not constructive criticism and it's like a hidden jealousy or animosity from somebody, then we're not entertaining it. And most of the time, when somebody sees you successful and they're not successful, they would rather put all that negative energy into, good morning, trying to bring you down instead of taking that energy and making it positive energy and building on their platform. I never understood that. I have somebody that was sending me hate emails. They just started back up writing stuff on my YouTube channel again, which is crazy to me. Get a fucking life. You know, but you got people that are miserable in life. But here's the thing I'll tell anybody. You got to be careful who you try to bully. Because you got people out here that will find out your IP address and come and see you in real life. And I hope you could back up all that bullshit you was talking. That's all I'm saying. I ain't touching nobody. I ain't touching nobody. Because guess what? God got bigger plans for my life. And I'm not ruining my life for nobody. I ain't never been to jail and I ain't trying to go at 54. So whatever y'all talking, y'all can keep talking it over there. But now, if you come in my personal space and you accidentally butt me and I black out and I might choke the fuck out of you, you know, that's not my responsibility. I'm just putting that out there. I get a crazy check. So, let me look at my steps, guys, because my goal is to get 5,000 steps. So let's see how many steps we got so far. Look, we got 3,718 steps. So my goal is 5,000 steps. So I'm going to try to walk around here 2 more times. And then I'm going to go see what my mom wants for breakfast. And then I'm going to start my day. I've been cooking for my mom, you know, ever since we lost Dad in November. I try to step up and cook for her now because we don't have money like we did when he was here. And we used to eat out every day, you know, but we don't have the luxury of that no more. And, you know, I thank God for my mom. She'll be 84 years old May 20th. Tomorrow would have been their 63rd wedding anniversary, but my dad passed away, so she's like, it's just another day for her. She had a beautiful Mother's Day. And, like, that's my heart right there. Like, when people say to me, God, you so humble and so grateful, it's because my mother taught me those values. My dad taught me those values. I could tell you when, I had interviewed Ice-T, yo. My first time interviewing Ice-T a couple of years back. And I was so hyped when I came home. And I said, yo, mommy, I interviewed Ice-T. And she was like, that's nice, baby. Go in the room, take care of your father, wash the dishes, put the garbage out. And thank God for every blessing that you have. And I never came home. Like, you know, I still come home and I'm excited. But it's like I had to put it in perspective that this is all God's plan for me. And I got to stay focused on that path of what God has planned for me. And sometimes distractions get in the way, and sometimes people are that distraction. And it could be family, it could be friends, you know. Disappointment could come from people that you would least expect it to come from. Like I said, me dealing with workers' comp, they really try to break me down and destroy me. But like the movie said, I'm still standing, I'm still strong. I still have a lot of pain and swelling in my neck and my shoulder from those injuries. And like I said, this is a part of my life. This is a permanent fixture of my life. But I'm not going to let nothing stop me. Not workers' comp, not my disability, not haters mad at me for superseding anything I thought I could do in media, guys. I have interviewed politicians, legends, artists, athletes. I have covered Tribeca Film Festival, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 9/11 Celebrity Gala, Puerto Rican Day Parade, African Day Parade, movie red carpets, documentary red carpets. I have been in films. I'm going to be in future films. So I'm accomplishing things that I never thought that I could accomplish. My first time doing interviews in 2018, I had 2 questions and no microphone. And to see from 2018 to now 2025, it'll be 7 years, I believe, June or July 7th, that I've been doing media, doing interviews in front of the camera. It's truly a blessing. It's truly a testimony to myself, that I believed in myself enough to create my own lane, my own brand. And I never gave up on myself. That is the message I want people to know. Do not give up on yourself. Do not ever stop believing in yourself when other people don't believe in you. And even if you do get hot and people, start rocking with you, it's only for a moment. But take advantage of that moment. When people go viral, like a Shamar or a Grip Baby, I'm like, yo, when you got the world at your feet, y'all should be creating a merch line, whatever, to keep that money coming in. So even when that light dims a little bit, you already got money still coming in. And don't get ahead of yourself. See, a lot of these people that go viral and become social media sensations, because they think they're celebrities, but you're not a celebrity. They start to really start feeling themselves, right? And they start to believe the hype about themselves. And I just need y'all to just remain humble in everything that you do. And make sure you appreciate those that appreciate you. Like, I never understood how somebody that supported you from the beginning, when nobody believed in you, and you blow up, and all this fake love comes your way, and you shit on the main people that had your back, that was rocking with you and supporting you from the door. You fucking got rid of them for these fake people that act like they love you. And then once you not popular no more, they just discard you, and now you sitting there wondering why you got rid of the real ones that was rocking with you when nobody else believed in you. I had that in my life. I had former people that had no friends, that had nothing. And I pushed them, and I made them believe in themselves, and they went viral, and they got gassed up, and they turned on me. And I ain't going to sit here and tell you that it didn't hurt, because it did. Because when you invest, I invest in people for real. I don't have no hidden agenda inside of me. If I consider you a friend or family, that's what it is. And so when you show me that you wasn't really who you were, that bothers me. But as the word says, the show must go on. And I tell you, and I promise you, that anybody that has ever done me dirty or done me wrong, and I did nothing to warrant it, my God is a good God. You hear me? And karma will be your best friend. I'm telling you that. My mother, they don't play with my mother. My mother was at one of her jobs one time, and her supervisor said, Dolores, whatever you do, don't put me in the hands of God. Because that's what my mother say. She say, you wish him well, you put him in the hands of God, and you let God do his work. But me, I do that. I be putting them in the hands of God. But I always bring them back down, because I be getting pissed. And I be saying, God, you taking too long to punish these people. But I'm learning now in my older years that you just got to keep putting them in the hands of God and wishing them well and staying focused on your path. I'm staying focused on my path. Like I said, it hasn't been easy. When I went to my job 29 years ago and I broke up that fight, I did not know that my life would change dramatically as it did. Where I went from living on my own, having my own crib, 2 jobs, a car, financially set, to losing everything and having to rely on my family to support me and have a system, a corrupt system, try to destroy my life because I decided to break up a fight and I got legitimately hurt trying to break up that fight to make sure that my coworker, the teacher, didn't get hurt any further. And my life was changed forever. And my dreams of becoming a professional basketball player were taken away from me. And I had to figure out life without, being a basketball star. And I had to figure out life where I can't work a 9-to-5 anymore. And that's real for me, guys. Even when you see me at events, it drains me. It drains my body. I really can't function for like the next 2 days. But when you're a caregiver to your parents, there's no days off. So I literally, just like I'm walking right now, I'm literally pushing myself to get through this 5,000 steps. I'm literally going to push myself to go in that house and see what my mother wants for breakfast and prepare that breakfast for her. And I'm pushing myself to go in that house and try to clean that house out and work on my magazine and go in that room and try to figure out what I'm doing wrong with the temperature on the heat press so that I could correctly make my shirts and stuff and be able to generate the money that I need to survive. But it's all about patience. It's all about manifesting your dreams. And that's all I'm trying to do as Dawn Ellison, as Coach D, as Code 31. And for the life of me, I don't know why people hate on me for being who I am. But you know what? That's their issue. That's another thing about growth. In the past, I used to rant and rave and why this person don't like me or why they lying on me. That's not true. And now I say, believe what you want to believe. If you don't want to work with me, you don't have to. If you don't want to book me for your event, you don't have to. But just watch what I do when I do get invited to somebody's event and they ask me to cover it as media. I'm going to kill every interview. You can ask anybody from the independent events that I cover. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the janitor. You could be the water boy. I'm going to treat you in the same manner as I treat somebody that y'all view as a celebrity or a legend. Everybody is special to me. I make everybody feel comfortable when I do my interviews. I will never ask you anything that's disrespectful or about your personal life. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I never went to school for none of this stuff, guys. I never went to school to learn how to do media and interviews and stuff. It's off of instinct. I just ask the questions that, as a fan, what would I want to know about that person? Like when I see everybody going for the main person, yeah, I wanna interview the main person. But I'm looking like, okay, while they all waiting to interview that main person, who is that person standing next to them? Because that's the person that puts all this together, not the person that you see in the front. It's that person in the back of them that's standing behind them. That's the person that put everything together. And so I usually reach out to those people and I say, you mind if I do an interview with you? And they go, wow, like nobody ever asked me to do an interview before. And that's what you got to do to make you stand out. There's a million people that do media. There's a million people that do magazines. There's a million people that do clothing. But you have to do something that makes you stand out from the crowd. And that's what I do with Code 31. And that's why I named my brand Code 31. Competition officially doesn't exist. 31 is my basketball number. That means I'm not worrying about what you do, what the next person is doing. I got to focus on what I'm doing and stay in my lane. Good morning. So that's all I want to convey to you guys is that Whatever you want to do in life, go out there and do it. And don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nobody discourage you because they gave up on their dreams. I got so many people mad at me because they gave up on their dreams and they see how hard I'm working and busting my ass for Code 31 with very little money, guys. There are days when I had $5. I ain't gonna hold you up. 2 weeks ago when I had my first student in Code 31 Academy, I'm on the FaceTime with her, and I guess I must have paid a bill. And when I went into my bank account, I had $1.20 in my account. And I showed her. She's like, yo, you that transparent? Yes, I'm keeping it a buck with you guys. I had $1.20 in my account. And I didn't panic because I was like, you know what? I got $60 in my savings. I'm going to take $40 out of there and put it in my checking account. And then that same young lady that was doing the class, she said, you know what? I want to have 2 pages in your magazine. And she paid for that. And that is the money that I've been stretching to get to tomorrow when I get my SSD check. So you can't tell me that God is not good and that God don't lead my steps and that God don't make everything okay for me. That's why I say God makes a way out of no way for me. Because my friend who sponsors my magazine, she was unfortunately not able to sponsor me the past month or so. And so I had to figure out how I was going to make shit work for me, and I've done it. I said, yo, let me just start at my Code 31 Academy where I teach people how to create their own brand, their own logo. And my first student, she's been doing amazing. And from that, her friend is like, okay, I downloaded Canva like you told me to do, and I've been making my own logo. So, like I said, Canva doesn't sponsor me, but that's an amazing app. Canva, InShot, CapCut, all of these apps where you can edit and do templates and so much stuff on here. They got the free version. Now the paid version is going to get you more options. But you could try the free version for 7 days. And then if you like it, pay for it. It's worth it for me to pay for Canva. Because I make my magazines on there. I make my logos on there. I make my promo videos on there. You can make flyers on there. I made my dad's obituary promo on there. So it's all about believing in yourself, guys. If I didn't believe in myself, I would have gave up a long time ago listening to the people that told me what I can't do. I've been told my whole life what I can't do. When I play basketball and baseball in this park, oh, you can't do that. When my brother passed away, I coached in his memory. You can't do that. When I did my clothing lines, you can't do that. Matter of fact, workers' comp was so mad at me because they said, well, if she keeps failing, why she keep on making more clothing lines? Because you got to keep on working. You can't let nothing stop you, even in failure. You got to keep on building and keep working at what you want to do in life. If it was so easy, everybody would do it. And everybody is trying to do it. They see me doing my magazine. They see me doing my merch. They see me doing media. And they like, well, if she could do it, I can. You definitely can. But let me tell you something. Here's the one thing you don't have. Me. I'm the missing ingredient in media. So it could be 20 other media outlets, right? And say like it got to go in order. So somebody be like, oh, I'm going to go first. I'm going to go second. And I'm watching what they're doing. And what you do is, whatever questions they ask that person, you generate another question. Don't go in there and ask the same question that you just heard somebody else ask. You already got the answer to that question. So while they're doing the interview first, you already generating another question. Here's an example, right? So I had interviewed KRS-One in 2018, like I told y'all, right? And I'm just talking to my sister, and I thank you for staying on here with me. But I interviewed KRS-One in 2018, and he had told me that he has a flip phone and that he's never going to upgrade to nothing else, right? So the second time I met KRS-One, everybody's interviewing him, and I said, I wonder if he still got that same flip phone. So when I got to meet him and interview him again, I said, you still got that flip phone? He said, no, wait, no. He said, no. I said, oh, you upgraded. He said, no way, no how. I still got the flip phone. I just upgraded it to another flip phone. And I said, yo, pull the phone out. And he pulled the phone out. And that was my moment with KRS-One. So even if you do the same thing that somebody else does, make sure you stand out. Make sure that your questions are different from theirs, and make it count. So every time I see KRS-One, he remembers me. You know? Anytime I see some of the other celebrities and the legends, they remember me. They may not know my name, but you know what they say? Code 31. And that's why I rebranded it. It's Code 31. Because when I do my interviews and stuff, I always tell them at the end of the interview, say your name and say, it's Code 31. And so that's what it's about, guys. If you got to keep rebranding yourself, if you have to keep starting over, keep starting over. But guys, I am at the end of my walk, and we have, let me see, we have super exceeded. I have walked 5,772 steps. My goal was 5,000, and we super exceeded that. So you see, if you just push yourself and keep going and manifest what you want in life and be patient, God is going to make everything okay for you. And he's making everything okay for me. So y'all have an amazing day. Know that you're loved. Know that you're worthy. Follow me at YouTube, Code 31 Media Interviews. And it's Code 31 Everything. I'm on here, Code 31 Media, Code 31 Mag. It's Code 31. I'm on TikTok, Code 31 Media, Code 31 Brandon. And I'm on Facebook, Code 31 Media. I love you. Thank you, sis, for being on here for the whole live. I love you. Have a blessed day.